Hey everyone, welcome back to video number 2 for Special Operations 2 of this week. Before I get into that, I wanted to give a huge shout out to Faux Love from my alliance. He asked the question why I didn't use Lady M before Myers. In reality, I should have. Lady M puts a buff on your heroes, which prevent any negative effects for the next round of buffs or attacks. So had I done that, I believe Myers' hit reduction would have not landed on our allies at that stage. So we would have been able to hit and not miss all of those attacks in the previous video. So with that, I'll go ahead and get started. For Special Operations 2, for this one, I've used several different heroes in the past. Right now, for this attempt, I'm going to use Natalie, Ulrich, Obsidian, Samuel, and Hanu. I want to point out, however, that the reason I use Natalie... Oh, I did it again. The reason I use Natalie is because her energy field... it gives you a huge attack bonus of 120% for the first 5 rounds. You want to use her carefully because with it, you don't want to use her when you still have rounds of that 120% because it will override the next time you use it and it will reduce that attack by 20%. So be very careful on when you use her. In some of my arena style attempts, I actually like to hold out using her until near the end because, you know, that 120% boost is actually stronger in the end when your damage boost in Alliance Trials, for instance. Every round that you do increases damage as a whole by a certain percentage. So it just depends on the which event you're in. But regardless, I like to use Natalie whenever I can. And when it's appropriate. You will notice I do not use Mars here, and the reason I don't is because Mars' attack boost will actually overwrite Natalie's, and his attack boost to the allies is only 35%, so you do not want to do that. So with that, I have a few other people here. Ulrich not only evens out damage between all of the heroes and NPCs, but also he puts a debuff on your NPCs that reduces its defense. Obsidian steals any buffs from your the NPC that he attacks, and then Samuel gives you an additional chance at being able to use any one of those abilities again of your heroes. Finally, my last hero here, he gives you chances at resetting the board if you're unlucky with some of those tiles. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started, and hopefully we'll have some decent attacks here for us. But for now, I've got some... Ooh, that was a good one. And we'll just keep going until I can get some aspect of our first... I'm not ready to use this yet because I like to have Ulrich and a few other things, heroes' abilities up. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and start using. I will go with Natalie first, and then I use Ulrich. And I won't use Samuel till there's no other abilities up, because oftentimes I've found if I use Samuel while any of the others are up, it'll go almost by default go to the one single hero that you have an ability already raged against. So I warned you earlier, I'm not going to use Natalie right now, because if you look at this, you can see that there's still the 5 rounds of attack at 120%. So I do not want to use that at the moment. I'm going to keep going. I prefer greens over blue, but I've got to use them when I can. Because I already have a 3 match here, I'm going to use my match before I then go for this, oh, whoops. I didn't realize I was that close already. So I did miss out on that. That happens, his ability, but at the same time, you can see how much damage I've done just from a couple attacks once everyone was there. So it was useful. And then I will go ahead and finish out this just because I'm not going to survive any longer. That was only a first attempt. I usually do much better on this. In fact, I typically defeat the boss as a whole. We'll see if we get close in just a little bit, but I'm going to pause here and I'm going to do some attempts until we get close to that. See you soon. So I'm back. I've done another attempt. Just so you can see, I did get him a lot further this time because I was luckier with some of the tiles. I will obviously not survive another round here when he attacks me, but I'm going to try one more attempt. This time I'm going to switch my last hero who is dead to Leah, and the reason for that is she will give you 4 extra rounds. So I thought I would at least try her again and potentially defeat this NPC. So after this last attack here, we will go ahead and see how the next attempt goes. So here I am switching. And I gotta remember not to use my blue tiles and focus on the reds this time. Except sometimes I have to hit the blues. Alright. Unfortunately, I didn't get very far this time. I'm going to go ahead and use Leah before I use Samuel. As I recently said, it's probably best that way. Plus, his blue rage bar is already up, so I need to use her this time anyway. So let's see what happens. Oh. Well, that didn't happen as I expected. Oh, well. But as you can see, we are still being able to attack even though everyone else is dead, which is about to run, our luck is about to run out again, so. Whoa. Too bad that didn't happen when I had all my heroes. And there we go. Not the best attempts. Thank you all for watching. You could see that I've done a few attempts now, and some are good, some are bad, some are in between, and that's how this goes. So thanks again for tuning in. Let me know if there's any comments or things that you thought I could have done better. Thank you. Bye.